What was Brooklyn King Radio? It was pirate radio frequency 1002.96. It was raw. It was crazy. It wasn't hood. It was neighborhood. See, if it was going down in New York City or any of the 5 boroughs, we were on it. Before there were podcasts, there was Shoutcast Radio. Before there was iTunes, there was Winamp and LimeWire. And before there was anything called the Breakfast Club, there was already a show in New York with 2 crazy guys and 1 woman keeping it all together. These are the archives of Brooklyn King Radio, the wildest show that you never heard of.
Star Wars, me and Shao, we caught it, and we were not fucking impressed. Alright, we were not impressed, Shao. Give me something on this, Shao. Tell me something. How'd you feel about that shit?
Star Wars, man, that shit sucked.
That shit fucking sucked. The last one, episode 3, we waited, and we fucking waited.
Man, we waited for Vader. First of all, Vader didn't even come to the last 10 seconds.
Exactly. And when Vader came, he was a what?
He was a punk.
Bitch. He was a punk ass bitch.
We
and shit,
remember.
man.
Wait, let's just refresh their memory who Vader is, okay?
Exactly.
In the first trilogy, Vader was introduced by blasting in a fucking door to a rebel ship. Walked in there with his troops blasting. All right. And he fucking at his own command. They spoke to him. Hey Vader, how you doing?
Yep, that's it.
He choked the shit out of him.
Vader was down with choking. Vader was not trying to hear none of that shit. With Vader, it was like, go clean that shit up. There was no, but I just did it. There's none of that shit. Go clean that shit up. That motherfucker, you sit up there. If that motherfucker, like, if you sit up there, you like, if you're like, yo, I just did that shit. That's it. It's a wrap. Yep. Vader will choke the shit out of you. Yep. All right, that's how you do. But in the movie, Vader was a bitch ass nigga. That nigga was a bitch ass nigga. I'm telling you, I ain't gonna front. The real nigga in the movie, as usual, was the fucking Emperor. The Emperor was the fucking man. That nigga was the man. There's gonna be a part when you guys out there check this shit out. There's gonna be a part when bald-head Samuel L. Jackson. That nigga got that motherfucker by the balls. He shot the shit out of fucking Samuel L. Jackson. That motherfucker said, I'm just an man. That motherfucking Samuel L. Jackson like, all right, we got him right where we, get your ass out of here. That motherfucking Emperor caught that nigga scat, caught that nigga good. He shot Samuel L. Jackson clear across town. You can't sleep on the Emperor. The Emperor's the fucking man. And that motherfucker Darth Vader, that motherfucker at the end and shit, this nigga worried about pussy. This nigga is Padme all right. Get the fuck out of here and shit, man. You know what?
Like,
but
be like, fuck Padme. I mean, shit, he done fucking choked the ass out. He choked Padme out.
Exactly.
And didn't choke nobody else
Exactly.
out.
The minute Anakin saw fucking what's that dude? Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah. All right. The minute he saw them together, he lost it. There was a spot in there where they on the planet. It's like toward the end of it. They on the planet and shit. Nothing but flame. Here come the Naboo starship. That shit look dope. That's a silver ship. Look like it's a straight aluminum foil ship. That shit look hot. And that shit slide down. Padme come outside pregnant. He's like, what are you doing here? I love you. I need to see you. You know, and he was feeling her. And then Ewan McGregor, that motherfucker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, he comes down the ship too. There you go, Gordon. Ah, now I got you off here, you son of a bitch. Ah, I got you right when I wanted you fucked up the whole Federation. Get the hell out of here! That motherfucker, Ewan McGregor, had a Guinness in his hand and a lightsaber in the other. He was gonna fuck Anakin up. And the minute Anakin saw that shit, that nigga Anakin was like, what type of shit is this? Was you just fucking this nigga? You pregnant. How you gonna get this nigga pussy and you pregnant? But she's like, what are you talking? Bitch, he choked the shit out of that bitch. Tossed that bitch to the side. And that motherfucker Ewan was like, oh, you did a fucked up thing talking to weed lass. But I'm gonna beat the shit out of you now with this fucking lightsaber. Come, lad, and take this damsel lily. That motherfucker came and they fought. All right, that motherfucker fought and he fucked Anakin up. Anakin thought he had him. Anakin thought he had him and shit, but that motherfucker Obi-Wan Kenobi caught that nigga lovely. Nigga Obi-Wan was on high ground. This nigga Anakin was gonna jump it. That nigga said, don't jump it, Anakin. I got high ground, you son of a bitch. That nigga Anakin jumped it regardless. That nigga said, you doubt my power. That nigga jumped that shit. That nigga said, squoom, squoom. Cut that nigga legs, head, chest, all that shit. That nigga Anakin was nothing but one hand and a head and a torso. That nigga, I hate you. I'd hate that nigga too. I know I ain't getting no pussy with this action. Ain't no way in the hell. But Anakin was fucked up and he was caught by the Emperor. the Emperor took him back and rebuilt Anakin into Darth Vader. That nigga embraced the dark side, Joe. But in this movie, this nigga, he gets up off the fucking shit like he Frankenstein. And the first thing he do is some bitch ass shit. Is Padme all right? The fuck out of here. Vader don't give a fuck about pussy. Vader's beyond pussy now, man. The dark side. Yep. The fuck out of here and shit, man.